welcome to Growing Kentucky's Leaders. I'm one of your hosts, Sheldon McKinney.
And I'm your other host, Ruth Ann Fink.
And today we have Mr. Jacob Falwell. He is an incredible agriculture teacher at Callaway County High School. He has built an amazing program, and we can't wait to share more. This June, at State FFA Convention, we got to award our very first Kentucky FFA Golden Owl Award to recognize a special teacher, and that was Mr. Falwell. So, Mr. Falwell, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's just start at the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what inspired you to be an ag teacher.
Well, I grew up here in Murray, Kentucky, in Callaway County, and had a tremendous ag teacher in Mr. Larry Gilbert. And he was had been here since the late 70s. And so I'm talking, he was on the end of his around year 30. He actually started his career, his first year teaching, he had Mr. Boyd Johnson and Mr. Bland Baird. So I've always enjoyed visiting with them because they've retired and they were at the beginning of his career, and I got to be at the end of his career. But he was just a terrific person, great ag teacher, and I enjoyed getting to know him and watching him. But I really became an ag teacher because I didn't know what else there was out there. I grew up on a farm and thought I would try agriculture education because I kind of knew what that major meant. And then when I student taught, I fell in love with the career. I was blessed to work with Mr. Lanny Fisk and Mr. Kyle Odell at Marshall County. And they were tremendous mentors and kind and patient and very good at pulling you aside and working with you. And I enjoyed that experience, and then was able to still didn't really know what I was going to do. I thought law school sounded like something I wanted to do. I just kind of knew what school was, and got a call that they had an opening here at Callaway, and that was the only school that I was really probably interested in teaching at. So I was able to get that position and was blessed to work with Bill Sampson for many years. And he was a terrific co-worker, and he was patient with me and taught me so much. And now I'm blessed to work with Miss Cassie Miller primarily, but also Cassidy McAllister works with us as well.
Yeah.
To teach in your hometown is a special thing. And I know there's a few other ag teachers around the state that get to do the same thing. And I want to talk about Callaway County a little bit. You know, you're in your hometown, you're a pillar in your community, and Murray, Kentucky is just a special little corner of the state. And your all's program has become really special and part of that community. So just would love for you to share, what is it that makes your all's program, your FFA chapter there in Callaway County, so special? And what is it that makes the community excited about your all's program?
Well, I can speak from mostly a biased opinion because this is my hometown, and so I do have a strong and favorable opinion of the community. College Town certainly helps. Murray State being in our backyard, it gives us a different dynamic than maybe other communities might have. We're a strong program, I think, because of the community support, though. We're very blessed. Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Potts were here in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and obviously now we're seeing grandchildren of those students come through. And so FFA means something. People know what that means, and they know the opportunities that FFA provides. So we've been blessed there. I've had tremendous administrative support. I've worked for, I think it's 6 different principals in my 24 years, and everyone has been different, and everyone has been supportive of what we're trying to do. You see different programs around the state doing different things. I think some do a great job with community service. Some do a great job with leadership development. Others, maybe they're contest oriented. Some of us try to do a good job in a variety of areas. Classroom instruction to me is the most important thing that we do. And a lot of times that FFA thing will fall into place after that. But also we love a good competition. So that's something that we try to put our emphasis on as well. But I've been very, very blessed to live in this community and work here. And Murray, Kentucky is special. Callaway County High School is very special. But again, so was so many other places around the Commonwealth.
Yeah, and you're an integral part of why I know you won't say this. Every ag teacher is super humble, but you, a teacher in that program, are a huge reason why your program is successful and why students are excited to be an FFA there in Callaway County. And you have been teaching for a while, right? Like this is something that you have stuck with and have been really excited about. I know I had a former state officer teammate that was one of your students. So I feel like I know you by proxy, Mr. Falwell, and I've just heard so many good things. And in the education world, we call that a teaching philosophy, like what makes a teacher their own special thing in the classroom. So what would you say is your teaching philosophy? How does that shape your classroom?
Well, thank you. You know, I want to treat people well. I want to treat people with kindness and courtesy, and I don't always do that, but that's my goal. I had a kid this morning tell me about a situation they had last night that you can't expect that kid to learn anything today based on what they're carrying with them. So you have moments like that. You have kids that come from uh, wonderful backgrounds that have everything handed to them and still have a good attitude, and those are fun kids to deal with as well. You get all the gamuts, and that's fun. And I don't like to hear about the negativity about young people today. I don't see that. I see it on social media, I see it on the news, but I don't see it in young people. And I believe if we believe in good things for our young people and good things for our kids, that's what we'll get. And that doesn't mean that I don't have issues, because I do. It's been a few years since I've had a real discipline problem, but those are few and far between. And I think it's just respect. Um, I don't know. Now they respect me because I'm old. I don't know that I was ever cool, but maybe I was young. So, it's fun to see that change too over the career. I'm on 24 now. So, um, this summer we lost 11 teachers at our high school to retirement. They just aged. They reached the age. They weren't mad. They just were able to retire. And so many people thought I was one of them. I guess they just thought I was that old, but I'm not there yet. And I don't plan to be there anytime soon. I've got three kids. We've got three kids of our own. One of them's a freshman this year, so I'm excited to see him involved. He's got the good ag teacher. He's got Miss Miller, and but he comes and sees me for a freshman class that this whole school has during the middle of the day. So that's kind of a highlight of my day. I get to see my own son for 25 minutes, and he warms my lunch up some days, which is kind of nice
It's a
too.
perk.
Yeah, for sure. Not sure for him, but it is for me.
Well, it's clear, students don't know they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And it's clear that you really care about your students, and the respect that they have for you is because you respect them back. It's wonderful. I always just love when teachers say, the young people I'm seeing are great. And that's a testament to FFA and also who's in agriculture classes. But it's important that we call out those good things when we see them. And that's part of the Golden Owl program, is calling out great teachers when we see them. And so this was the first year Kentucky got to host the program. It is open on September the 18th is when people can apply for 2026. But we let anybody, your students, community members, alumni, nominate a teacher. And all you have to do is tell us why they're a great teacher and give us a story or example about why they're so wonderful. I want to share with you one of your nominations. Jacob Falwell is the definition of a true teacher. He puts in countless hours to ensure that his students, present and past, are set up for success. Because of this commitment, his impact on our local community is unmeasured. He has the respect of many members of the community and does his best to involve the community at large with our local FFA chapter. Many of our members can meet community leaders and local businesses through Mr. Falwell, and this has resulted in many students getting jobs and careers with agriculture businesses, making an impact in all of Western Kentucky. In addition, he uses his skills and connections to take his classes to clean up the landscaping at the hospice house and city park, allowing students to gain experiences in community service while developing career and lifelong skills along the way. That's so special. That's just so
Well,
great. And so as people nominate, we have a panel of judges who selects a winner at the regional level. And then the biggest part that I think we were anxious if we could pull it off, but it went great this year, is that we have to have a surprise announcement at the teacher's school to say you are your region's Golden Owl winner. We have 12 regions in Kentucky, so that was not a small feat to pull off 12 surprise announcements. But why don't you tell us about the day you found out you were the Purchase Region Golden Owl Award nominee?
Well, that was fun, and it was special and appreciated. And I know your job's going to be even harder this year to make that happen. But I know that you all will work to do that. First of all, that was a very kind nomination. I look forward to nominating some folks in our region this year because we're blessed. The whole state's blessed with lots of good ag teachers. And then you think about the 12 regional winners this year. I mean, I was excited to be backstage with them at convention and picking their brains and learning. And one of them found out that I was going to be the winner, and so they were, of course, picking at me. And just a good group of people and people that I already try to learn from and know about and respect so much. But the day that they surprised me here at the high school, Miss Miller had emailed the teachers, kind of let them know what was going on, and I didn't know anything about that. And then I noticed all three of my kids were really dressed up for school that day. But the two of them were at the elementary school last year, so they always have dress up days and stuff. And I try to pick at them on pajama day, but I really don't pay attention to the rest. And my oldest son, who was an eighth grader, he doesn't like to wear shorts, so it wasn't a big deal for him to wear, I guess, khaki pants or something that day. But I was in here. It was this freshman class that I'm with every day. It was a group there, and I was just trying to do my job with them. And people said, "You need to come to the gym." And I said, "Well, I got a class of kids, so it's kind of hard to do." And
like I'm working here, people.
Wasn't real happy with being interrupted and told I needed to go somewhere. And then I got in there and I kind of caught wind of what was going on. So it was a lot of fun and appreciated, and got to see my family middle of the day, and that was fun. And we went on a cruise with my parents last fall of 20, would that be 24? And so my little boy was all about cruises still. So when he saw the check, he asked me if that was enough for a cruise. And he was down on the front row doing this. He thought we were going to go on a trip, and I told him we'd have to do a little more. But what a pleasant and nice surprise and all. So it was a lot of fun and appreciated.
Yeah, those were the best, getting to go surprise people.
Yeah. So also, all of our regional winners get $500. Our state winner gets $3,000, and then that plaque, and then they get to go on to be our state nominee. But maybe your son, maybe you do have enough for a cruise after winning.
Well, I won't let him watch this. He doesn't need any proof.
Yeah.
It might go towards home insurance or something.
That's not as fun, Mr. Falwell.
No, it's not.
Well, you are the first ever Kentucky Golden Owl Award, and that's such an honor. What a fun thing to get to continue in the next year. I love hearing you say, like, now I'm motivated to nominate other people and see how that goes. Another part that comes with being this winner is that you're the finalist for the National Agriculture Educator of the Year Award, and that's a huge deal. And we just wanted to hear from you. Why do you think this is important work for the Kentucky FFA Foundation to do, to spend time celebrating great ag teachers? Why is that important work for us to do?
That's a good question, because I can see where there could be some, I don't know, not controversy, but just people saying, well, why is the foundation supporting? But I mean, teachers are in the classroom supporting kids every day. Mm-hmm. And it's very obvious that the foundation is here for kids. I mean, before you get huge donations, I mean, just think about, and I've got to witness the growth of the foundation from my career forward and how much it does for students. But this program in particular is a way for the foundation to recognize teachers that have maybe made a difference in students' lives. Again, I look back at the other nominees this year. And I mean, some of them were very young teachers that are already making a huge impact, and some of them were veteran teachers, more years of experience than I am. And so I think it's time well spent by the foundation to do that. And I was at teachers conference when they announced that was one of the finalists at the national thing, and there was excitement from teachers across the state towards me just for that, and that's appreciated. You know, we're all in this together, and
Yeah.
we're all a community. Dr. Pete used to always say, you know, anywhere in the state of Kentucky, if you needed something, you knew there was somebody in that county that you could go to, and many times it's going to be the ag teacher, because we just are. We don't visit all the time, but we know what each other's kind of going through, and we appreciate that, and I appreciate the foundation supporting that program.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, we do support teachers, because if you don't have a great teacher in a program, you're not going to have a great FFA experience for students. A teacher is what makes a program thrive or not. And so we are doing everything we can to help encourage teachers to stay in the classroom, to know how appreciated they are, but also recruit teachers to be agriculture teacher. This week that this podcast airs is Teach Ag Week. Golden Owl nominations are opening up this week to help recognize teachers. But what would you say? You've chosen this career. You kind of said you fell into it. You didn't know what else to do, but you've been doing it for a long time. You've been doing a great job. Would you encourage somebody now to go be an ag teacher?
I would. Public education's a little scary right now, I think, but education's not going to go away, and I think public education's not going to go away either. It just we may have a political bump here for the next few years, and I don't mean that politically. I don't mean that statement to be looked at as political. I just think we are. But public education's not going to go anywhere, and I could sit at my house with my kids and maybe do some things different, but I feel like that my family wants to be involved in the community, and I want my kids to be an example. And I'm getting a little off the subject here, but I want my kids to be examples, and I think they can do that in the public schools. So if I'm looking for a career, I think this is a great place to go and be an example, and be seen as a leader in the community.
Yeah.
Ag teaching pays well. I know I could
That.
find another job somewhere else and make more money, but it pays well. And education doesn't pay horribly either. But you do it for reasons other than a paycheck, and it's a fulfilling job. The nice comments that you read in that nomination, that's the fun part about it, is seeing these kids that I've had over the years going to do things. I always say, well, I didn't mess them up too bad, you know. But you know, you're seeing kids that are doing a great job in agriculture and teaching agriculture, and veterinarians and lawyers, and wonderful parents and families. And this is definitely the funnest part of the career, is seeing, now that I'm old enough to have seen kids come through and seen what they're doing to be successful outside of the classroom. And some of them are great leaders in agriculture. They opened up the Kentucky Ag Leadership Program, CALP, last week, and you know, 4 or 5 students that I've had in class, I'm trying to get them to consider applying for that, because they are leaders in Kentucky agriculture, and we've had a couple of our students go through that program already. So I can't imagine a job being as fulfilling as this one every day. And there's, you know, it's not all roses. There's hours, and there's worry about things that really aren't in your control that you worry about. And you have to make decisions sometimes. Sometimes you can't do everything, but overall, what a wonderful career, and I'm thankful for it. And don't plan to hang it up anytime soon. I don't believe.
We hope you don't.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll keep you around as long as you're willing to stay.
I wasn't saying that for any reason other than it's just a good career.
Yeah, no, That's a great sentiment. And honestly, perfect segue here as we kind of end our conversation. But before we sign off, Mr. Falwell, we do like to ask our guests the same three questions. You kind of maybe touched on this one a little bit, but the first is just what keeps you motivated as a leader?
Well, I think the trying new things and new challenges. I have learned to say no to some things that aren't in my uh, wheelhouse. Um, I can think of good examples where I overcommitted and didn't need to be trying that. I can think of a landscaping project in particular where I didn't need to agree to do that with a class, and I did, and it was a bad experience for everyone involved. So, but new challenges, um, learning from those mistakes, but the new challenge is what motivates you to keep going,
Yeah.
building on past successes even.
And that's a great thing about being a teacher is every class period's a new challenge.
Mhm.
Every semester is a new challenge. Every year is a new challenge. You get to kind of keep doing it the same thing, but new in a new way and making it better.
Right.
That's great. You know, the FFA Foundation for Philanthropy, giving of your time, talent, treasure for the greater good. What's the most meaningful way you've gotten to engage in philanthropy? Let's even say as an ag teacher, maybe.
Mhm.
Um, I have enjoyed working with our local hospice house.
Yeah.
Um, I think, I mean, obviously cancer and those terminal illnesses are something that touches every kid. Some of them very, very closely, and I try to be careful when we go on trips there, or we've gone on trips there, not to put somebody in a situation where they're uncomfortable. But um, that's a program that they started a hospice house here in Callaway County within my career, and a lot of fundraising went into doing that. And it started as something as simple as we would take some greenhouse plants out there and sell, and then we would put the proceeds toward the hospice house. That was good. We did a little landscaping out there at times, but that's something that's near and dear to our community because it was all community supported, and we got to be a small part of that. And that was special and something that I'm proud that we got to be involved with.
Yeah. And it ties all those students back to they get to give back to the
Mhm.
community. They're a part of giving back. Special.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Well, our next question, it really is like a hard left turn here, Mr. Falwell. This has been such great conversation, but I do want to tee you up for it is we like to ask our guests just like what they cannot stop talking about. So, you know, this can be outside of your profession, can be a personal, it could truly be anything, but what's the first thing that comes to mind? What can you not stop talking about right now?
Well, if we're really going to take a hard turn left, then, and for Matt Colliff's sake, I would say Culver's frozen custard. But
Okay.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers is really my thing right now.
Okay.
And if I could get a Raising Cane's on every trip, we try to hit that. And my wife's tired of hearing about it. So we make a deal. Sometimes we do Panda Express for her, and then I'll do. We don't have that in Murray, and
Yeah.
then sometimes we'll do a Raising Cane's. But this summer we were out delivering food for the resource center, and we were 10 minutes from home, but we were on the opposite side of the county, really where we live. And I said, we're only an hour from a Raising Cane's, so we're practically there. So after we delivered our last bag of food, we went on to Raising Cane's. And she said, well, we've been an hour and 10 minutes if we were home. And I said, I know, but we were almost there now. So anytime I can get a trip to Raising Cane's, I try to take up that opportunity. And if it's a group of school kids with us, that's fine
That's
too.
great.
So I don't know if that's the answer you were
That's a
looking
great
for.
No, that's great. And Murray does have a Culver's, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
Mr. Colliff always gives me grief if I don't answer an email quickly or don't answer a call that he assumes I'm out getting Culverized.
That's the inside joke there. Okay, good to know.
Well, I hope that you get to be celebrated for all of these accomplishments this year over some go to Raising Cane's and Culver's the same day. Just do it both. But
Go big.
yeah, we're so proud of you. We are cheering you on at the national level. You are so deserving of all of the success and awards that are coming your way. That's not why you do it, but I'm glad that we are recognizing great work by great people. And so, Mr. Falwell, thank you for being on our show today.
Thank you all. Thank you for your patience with me getting through the recording, but also thanks for doing this. And Keep up the good work. That we appreciate the foundation. I know our students do, but so do teachers.
Thank you. And thank you all for listening to this episode of Growing Kentucky's Leaders. Growing Kentucky's Leaders is a podcast brought to you by the Kentucky FFA Foundation. Our music is performed by Bourbon County FFA member Joe Fritch. Artwork is by Julie Fritch Creative. Your hosts are Sheldon McKinney and Ruth Ann Fink, and you can find us on all social platforms at Kentucky FFA.